This is the Wise Guy Radio Show, a podcast dedicated to educating and inspiring through conversations with today's top talents in the world of glass. We will be dissecting their journeys in hopes to deliver actionable content that you, the artist, can start implementing now, helping you grow not only as a creative spirit, but also a successful artistic entrepreneur. With a little organization, relationship building, and your artistic ability, you can obtain greatness. Climb aboard, whether an artist, retail owner, or enthusiast. We have a ton of fun in store for you. Welcome to the Wise Guy Radio Show.
You're listening to the Wise Guy Radio Show.
This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by Mountain Glass Arts. For the month of November 2018, Mountain Glass is offering their Boros sale. They have rod and tube Pyrex brand on sale at 45% off. There's no coupon code needed. Again, that is Pyrex brand borosilicate glass, rod and tube at 45% off. No coupon code needed. And for all you beautiful soft glass nerds, they have their double helix sale, 15% off. All you have to do is just go buy it. No coupon code needed. How about that? They are making life easy for us over there at Mountain Glass. And they have a whole bunch of new sales going on between bead making kits, jewelry stuff, kiln sales, glasses on sale, all kind of good stuff. They have weekly sales going on right now as well. And just go there in Mountain Glass and check them out. Go to mountainglass.com for any other questions, comments, or concerns. That is mountainglass.com. Hey, what's happening? Welcome to the Wise Guy Radio Show, episode number 204. This is your host, Jason Michael, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Just a little behind the scenes right now. I'm actually in my closet. I've been in my closet for about 30 minutes or so doing some recording and editing and stuff for this podcast here. I found that my closet is small, but it has a better sound in terms of not echoey, hopefully. At least that's from what I've found so far. So if you're hearing a little jingling noise, though, it's probably my hangers making noise here. But that being said, I'm just kind of experimenting with the show and trying some different spaces and stuff to record in because I want to have the best audio possible for this show, as you know. And but that being said, welcome to the show. I finally have sat down and really figured out a schedule on how I want to go about posting episodes. And it's looking like what's going to happen is the show's going to become a bi-weekly show. I'm going to still be doing 2 shows every 2 weeks, starting off the beginning of the week with the Wise Guy Radio Minute episode, a 3 to 5 minute little episode, just kind of talking about some upcoming topics or current ones that I'm thinking about. And then the next interview or show will be an interview or a topic or conversation that pertains to something going on in the industry, time of year, etc. And this episode in particular is going to be a best of. I've actually aired this episode twice, and it was one I did a couple years back about thinking outside the box when it comes to Christmas time and the holidays and gifts and items that you can make when it comes to sales and marketing and all kind of stuff. So all the links that I talk about in the episode will be in the show notes for you. Amazon Marketplace, what have you, just different things I have in there to just kind of go and look at and think about ideas for branding yourself. And speaking of Amazon, if you haven't yet thought about selling your glass on Amazon, Amazon is actually a pretty good spot. I'm not saying to sell pipes on there, but other glass that you sell. Now, it does cost to sell on there, like any other platform that you have. But I think because of the way that Amazon's algorithms work, I haven't actually tried it myself yet, but I do know that having used Amazon for a ton of stuff that I've bought over the years, and the way it makes it really simple to find things on there, I think it might actually help our industry in a sense with selling other things inside the world of glass besides pipes. So just something to think about, to do a little research on there. Just go to Amazon.com and they have a little thing on there about selling on Amazon, and they have the information that you need. So definitely recommend checking that out for sure, because something I'm actually going to be looking into myself here very shortly. Also, something else I was thinking about too was a topic I did a couple of years back, which was right when Instagram changed their algorithms for the first time, and everybody was freaking out, and they're saying, make sure your notifications are checked so you know what's going on with me, blah, blah, blah. And I did a whole show about not relying on social media to sell your work, and really it's just a platform to market yourself, and people are having issues now with auctions and, all kind of stuff on there. So it's so affordable nowadays to have and build your own website that you could go literally spend $4 to purchase a domain name that will last for 3 years or 5 years, even depending on which one you get, and then host through a numerous amount of different platforms. I use GoDaddy just because it's where I bought the domain name from, and I've been using GoDaddy for a while now, and they're not sponsoring the show or anything, so hashtag not sponsored. But that being said, for either you can pay an annual fee for the hosting of your website, or you can pay monthly, which is around $8.99 to $9 or $10 around there a month to host. Is huge and beneficial because you can now link this website onto your Instagram, so that you can tell your folks that follow you that if you want to get more information or see more of your work, just to use a link that is in your bio, and your link in your bio can take them right to your website, which is super badass and convenient, especially nowadays, again, with the way the algorithms are working. It is also important that you're posting daily. I am very, I shouldn't say, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm inconsistent when it comes to posting on social media, just because of my schedule and the way things work. Now, the way the automation works these days, it's actually pretty easy to keep things going on a regular basis. There's some free apps out there. There's some apps that you have to pay for. But again, if you spend $20 a year for an app that allows you to pre-schedule and queue up posts ahead of time, so that every day you know something's going out content-wise, you can schedule the time and date. It allows you to see what your metrics are in terms of who's seeing what, and the demographics. I mean, everything. It's amazing the amount of information out there that we have, and the times to be a business owner. And I know with the way this industry has been going right now, a lot of people are struggling out there. So I'm just trying to find ways and think of ways to help you out as an artist to get yourself out there and promote your work and sell your work too. And again, 100% why I always preach that as much as it is amazing to be a pipe maker, and the heart and soul of my glass comes from the 13 plus years before I started my gig at Disney as a pipe maker. It's so important to understand your medium so you can really make and create anything that you want, when it comes down to whether it's blown glass, sculpture, you name it. It's just so important to be a versatile glass artist and stuff. In this previous episode, where in the Wise Guy Radio Minute, I talked about being intentional with what you're doing and making sure you also not only are intentional, but you have integrity with your work. And again, it's so important that you have that. So if you haven't listened to that episode yet, I definitely recommend going back and listening to that one. These are the kind of topics and conversations I'm going to be having on those episodes. Topical Wise, too, they'll be kind of connected to interviews and stuff. This week I don't have an interview for the show. I have a ton of interviews that I've reached out to artists and just getting things scheduled and lined up just to make sure we can get things rolling here with those. But it's not why I'm doing the best of it. The reason I'm doing the best of this week, which is this episode, is again just to kind of help you think outside the box of some items you can make and kind of force or drive home. I'm looking for drive home the thought and idea of being a well-rounded glass artist. So that way, every year you could create a new ornament. You can do whatever. There's so many things that are available in glass that you can make. But if you don't know your medium inside and out, then you're not going to be able to make what you want to make. So do that. Understand your medium and practice. So before I get in the episode, though, and that being said here, don't forget that Mountain Glass right now, they'll be closed on Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving holiday. So this is right now, this is Monday. I'm recording this. This will come out, if you're listening to this on Tuesday, you're going to have about a day and a half left to get orders in. And I recommend that you order everything you can if you need it for this next week or for the weekend even, this week before Thursday, because you won't get anything until the following week. But also pay attention to Mountain Glass's website. They have every year done Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday sales, and they haven't announced what they are yet, and I'm sure they will be sooner as it gets closer to the week. I'm actually going to be contacting them to try to find out what is going on with the sales, so I can also help promote those too for y'all. But stay tuned to mountainglass.com. They are last year they had some really awesome sales, tool sales, and just all kind of stuff that they sold out immediately. So pay attention to that. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the Flow magazine, make sure you get your subscription signed up. You can use the code WISEGUY at checkout for 10% off an annual subscription. It is a quarterly magazine. They do a marbles and paperweights issue. They do a women's and glass issue. They do a natures issue, and then a pipe and functional glass issue. They really cover and run the gamut of all things in glass. And amazing tutorials, photographic tutorials, articles, all kind of cool stuff that goes on in that magazine. And they've been around for a long time. and I just want to just get that out there. Just again, you can get a digital copy for the subscription. You can get an in paper hand version. The magazine industry in general, as well as like any kind of like paper publications, whether it's a newspaper or whatever, has been struggling since the internet really started. Everybody kind of goes to their phone or to digital media for their content, and so with the Flow magazine, you can actually get a digital copy of the magazine, which is pretty cool and convenient. I prefer both because I like to have the on-hand paper copy just to like tactile and look at things and see the pictures on a larger scale. But also the digital one's nice because then you can carry it around with you and read your articles when you have the time to. So just something to think about with that there. Also, with Thanksgiving coming up, I do want to just take a second and say thank you so much for listening to this episode and previous ones and any downloads and everything that you've done. I'm super grateful and love doing the show. I wish I had more time to make it more consistent, but again, now that I really have my schedule knocked down and figured out with what's going on here, it's going to, again, be a bi-weekly show, so things will be more consistent. I don't have the days of the weeks that the episodes will come out, but I will say that every 2 weeks I will have 2 episodes every 2 weeks coming out. So we'll have 4 episodes a month, which will be 2 Wise Guy Radio minutes and then 2 interviews. And then if there's time in my schedule to get more out, then I will. Also, Patreon members are getting exclusive access to the first 100 episodes that I produce because I cannot put those on iTunes based on the way iTunes runs. And since they're the main source for podcasts, even though I don't use them to host my show, it's just how the world works in this world of podcasting. So if you want to get access to the first 100 episodes, or actually it's like 100, well, now we're at 203, so it's really about 105 episodes or so that are going to be available through the Patreon page. For as little as $1 a month, you'll have access to those episodes. That's $12 a year. I've spent hours upon hours upon hours creating this content, so I feel for $12 a year, it's a pretty fucking good deal to have access to all of these old episodes and all the content that's on there. And again, you can go to patreon.com/WiseGuyRadio. I'll have the link in the show notes. And every dollar that I receive through Patreon, through your kindness, goes directly right back into the show for upgraded technology, for new mics, hostings. There's a lot of fees that I pay every month to host this show. And so everybody that is on there in Patreon, thanks so much for that. If you're in the $5 access, I will have some exclusive content that will be for the $5 and up. And then if you're in the $10 club, which is the wisest version, you get exclusive video content and tutorials and fun stuff. Today I'm putting up how to make a dragon wing in 5 minutes. I'm now making Figment here now for the last 3 months, and his little wings has 2 wings, as everything does that flies. And so because of that, I've made 200 pairs of wings, or 200 wings, I should say, not pairs. I made 100 pairs or 200 wings. And before that, I was practicing a shit ton just to get this thing down. And because of that, now I have the technique down to a science and able to share the process. So that video, again, is going up right now. This is Monday, the 19th of November. I'm recording this. So if you want to get access to that video and all the other exclusive content I have on Patreon, just go to, again, patreon.com/WiseGuyRadio. You can click the link in the show notes. That would be huge. And I'm grateful for everybody that is on there helping out right now. Also, those that have an iPhone, if you have this podcast on your iPhone, you can go into the iPhone app and just leave me a little 5-star review if you feel the show deserves it. And then you can also leave a written review. And it truly does help this podcast out in terms of getting exposure to more ranking in terms of the iTunes algorithms, and then gets our industry in the glass world exposed to more people out there. And I also love to see the reviews. There's a bunch on there. I've gone through and read the most recent ones. But if you do leave a review on there, I promise I will give you a shout out in the show and read your review. And again, every little bit helps. It also gives me insight and feedback into the show. I get a ton of feedback responses through emails and messages on Facebook and Instagram and what have you, which I love it all. But it also helps out for the world to see the reviews and the responses as well. So if you guys could just take 5 minutes or 3 minutes out of your day, I mean, if you're listening to this right now, you can just still listen to the show, and you can go right onto your iTunes app. If you're listening to this on Stitcher or any other podcast app out there, they have their own versions of the reviews you can leave. And again, everything out there that you do for this show helps tremendously in more ways than one. So again, thank you so much for all your help and the reception I've gotten from the last almost 4 years now of doing this show. 203 episodes. Actually, it's probably about 207 I have, because a couple of them are best ofs and repeats, and some of that, whatever. But anyways, it's just been a lot of fun. So I'm rambling on here, 15 minutes almost. And so it's time to go. So don't forget, again, go to mountainglass.com. Check out all their fun sales coming up for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And enjoy this episode. Again, it's thinking outside the box and how you can prepare yourself and get ready for this holiday madness that's coming up. And one little thing I will say is that if you have never done a mystery box a mystery box auction, I would recommend doing one. It's a lot of fun. If you have a good following, people know what you make. You can give them some clues and hints into what is going to go into that mystery box. But you can do a little thing where you put maybe like a pipe and a pennant and maybe a couple stickers. You can do 3 or 4 variations of it, do a couple of them at a time. I know last year I did like 6 mystery boxes at one time, and it allows people to bid on them and have fun with it. So just a little thought there, something to think about. So in the meantime, enjoy this episode 204 of the Wise Guy Radio Show. It's the best of thinking outside the box when it comes to holidays and stuff you should make. And again, all the information is in the show notes, all of our links to Patreon, and also please, again, leave me a review on iTunes or whatever podcast app you listen to. And until then, we'll talk to you soon. Happy melting. Have a wise night, and we'll talk to you soon. Love you so much. See ya. Selling your work during the holidays. So I wanted to cover a couple things. This is kind of just covering some concepts of promoting your work to your tribes on your social media feeds, as well as getting your glass out into the shops. As shop owners, depending on where you are and when you're listening to this, either their shops are full right now and they're selling their stuff and they're going to need to restock afterwards, or you can hit them before they start to stock up for the holidays. Now, this episode is now it's December 5th today. I'm recording this and getting this out today. So we are at the beginning of the month, 20 more days till Christmas. But again, a lot of these shops are going to be selling a lot of their stuff now, and we'll need to refill their shop shelves. For those out there that do proto and some of the lower end price point on pipes and what have you, this is an ideal time for you as well, because this is right now is when the customers are going out and spending $20 and $30 on little hand pipes for gifts for people. Just some things to think about. But before I get too far ahead here, one of the things I really wanted to focus on, or main things I want to focus on, is really the idea of talking about social media and your tribes. And something I've found for myself that's been successful, and then I've also done kind of a best practices thing, which is where you copy what other companies do that are successful. And that is a limited edition ornament or a limited edition item every year for the holidays. One thing I have done is a limited edition item as an ornament, and I only make 20 of them every year. And I have not released this one yet. I'm going to be releasing it here in 2 weeks, but I am going to be promoting it starting on Friday this week after this episode comes out. And the idea is that you create a limited edition series as gives it a scarcity kind of mindset to where your tribe, your followers, your guests, your collectors that love your work, they feel that they have to have this piece because it's the only time of the year, for one, that they can get it. And once all 20 are sold, they can never get it again. And those that collect your work love your work, and they want to continue to collect it and have not every single thing you make, but when it comes to limited edition items, they want to make sure that they have that set of series of pieces. That way they can show off to their friends. They've got 5 of the 6 items that you've released, whatever, So this is kind of an idea of a great time of year to start thinking about that in the mindset for your tribe, to have this kind of scarcity mindset that you have a limited edition item that you're making and it has to go out. And it could be anything. It could be anything from a holiday pipe to a holiday ornament to whatever. Just something you could think about that you can make a small quantity of, make it really nice, high quality, super clean, and sign it, date it, and number it. And if you say you're only going to be making 20 of them, only make 20. The worst thing you could do is to make 21 of them and have that 21st one out there for sale. Now, what I do recommend that you do, though, when you think about limited edition series, for instance, is that you do make, say, 20 items, that you make 21 of them, but the first one that you make, you number it 0, and you keep that one for yourself. That way you always have one of your limited edition collection series, so you can also refer to it the next year, so you know that you're not going to be repeating yourself in a sense. just something to think about. And right now is the time to promote that on your Instagram feeds. I was going to say Pinterest earlier, but really what is something I learned this week is that Pinterest is actually not a social media platform. Pinterest is actually a search engine to help promote your social media or your website or whatever it is that you have, or to promote others out there. A really interesting concept. There's a podcast I listened to called Online Marketing Made Easy with Amy Porterfield. In her recent episode, she had a guest on who talked all about Pinterest. I definitely recommend checking that episode out. I'm also going to reach out to this woman to see if she'd be interested in coming on the show here to talk about Pinterest and social media. I want to start bringing other guests outside of the glass world that are in marketing and in business and accounting and stuff to start talking about this kind of things with us. Because our community is no different than somebody out there selling underwear or selling fucking groceries, like we talked about in the last episode with like the Blue Apron companies that are doing these business models where you get a week's worth of meals and every week you get a new delivery sent to your house. Why not have that set up for smoke shops to where every month they have a package coming in the mail of pipes that you have and it just automatically just goes out to them. Obviously you have to make the stuff, but it's kind of some things to think about. But I digress here back to what I was talking about. So think about limited edition and scarcity, the scarcity mentality, and that's really going to drive up not only the desire and demand for your work, but you can also drive up the prices on it because it is a limited edition piece. Platforms such as Big Cartel, Etsy, those kind of ideas. There's Shopify. There's all kind of different platforms out there that you can sell your work on. Not all of them like the pipes, so I don't always recommend going out there and selling pipes on these platforms. But it is a place for you to at least have a easily set up online market space instead of having to build a website and build a shop and put the carts and do credit card machines and blah blah blah. It's so much more affordable and time saving to just use one that's already there, like a Big Cartel or an Etsy, as an example. And those are great places, again, to link up. I have a Big Cartel, and I'm constantly, I don't pay the money for it. I just have it free access to it. And if someone needs to buy something, I just go on there and create a little link and a picture of whatever it is they're buying, and they pay for it and call it a day, and I just take it down the next day and fill it in with something else. It's a really easy kind of cheat way to use the Big Cartels. And they still make their money on the sale in the transactions, Venmo is another way of taking money. I've been recently using Venmo myself. It's kind of a weird situation being a social media kind of gimmicky kind of thing. But it's an easy way to take transactions and money orders and stuff. I've seen some people recently also referring to being paid for stuff. If your customer does not have a PayPal account, you can always send them a PayPal invoice. They can use their debit card and pay the PayPal invoice as a guest. They don't have to sign in PayPal. I don't use PayPal anymore myself, and I'm sure if you listen to the show for long enough, you understand why. But so that being said, just some things to think about, when it comes to transactions with your customers. But again, social media platforms, really promoting yourself, and then every year it gives you a chance to build up your catalog. Now, this limited edition item you can make a limited edition item, but you can also make a spawn of it in a sense, or like an off piece that could become a production piece that you can offer more of in a sense, like a dumbed down version of whatever this higher end limited edition piece is. It's just some things to think about, and to kind of go through the process of what you're going through. But really, again, this whole talk today was just about the thought and thinking about this time of year and offering a limited edition type of item. Now, for those of you also out there, which is probably most of you that sell to the smoke shops, this time of year, again, is also the time of year to make sure that you are on top of your smoke shops, because they are going to be selling their glass. They're going to be filling their shelves up right now and restocking, and then they're going to sell it all again, and then they're going to need to stock their shelves again too. Now, something that you can do that's something different during the holiday season for your smoke shops, which I've done in the past, is to create little holiday packages in a sense. You can order through, there's a couple different websites, Amazon, whatever. You can order a shit ton of little small gift boxes that are like 3x3 little squares that can put like a 3-inch pipe, a pack of rolling papers, little things like that. You can put a little ribbon and a bow on there, and then have like 50 or 100 of those little packages pre-made already, have one open so you can show your smoke shop. But go to your smoke shops and sell these packages, pre-made holiday packages. The smoke shop I ran for 3 years, we used to actually make those in the store, an idea I came up with for the shop, and they were highly successful. We had a small tree in the shop. We'd go to like the local Walmart or craft store, buy a bag of little mini tiny stockings, and we would stuff the stockings with like pipe cleaners and a small pipe and a pack of rolling papers and maybe a pack of screens if they had a metal pipe, Things like that to think about. Putting together the holiday themed packages is ideal. even doing things like candy cane dabbers or little Santa Claus hat carb caps, like little stupid shit like that, little snowman carb caps. Like, people eat that stuff up. Now, I'm not making that stuff this year, so have fun with it. I'm just like here to talk about this, to give you ideas to help you make money and help you can grow your businesses and be successful. And if you have any ideas yourself, definitely reach out to me. I like to hear and see what you guys are doing, or tag me on Instagram at wiseguy_radio. Is my Instagram for this podcast. I'd love to see what you're doing. But these are the kind of things to think about kind of ahead of time. And I know, again, this is coming out in the 1st of December, so it's not always easy to do this. But those that take action now, you can go on Amazon today, order a pack of 50 fucking stockings, go into your studio, make 50 handpipes, go to the local smoke shop and buy a big box of rolling papers and put together a small package, and then go to your local smoke shops and say, hey, I've got these little Christmas holiday packages. They're $20 a piece. You can resell these for $40 and call it a day, or make even cheaper ones, sell them for $15. They can retail them for $30, things like that. Just some ideas to think about, the ways to get it yourself out in an aggressive manner in a sense too, because right now is an aggressive time of the year for the sales and for the marketing. Don't be a douchebag about it, but, go out there and just say, hey man, this is a fucking great idea that I have. Even say you heard it on the Wise Guy Radio Show. I don't know. You don't have to, but it's an idea to have. Or you can even make them and just sell them on your freaking big cartels or on your Instagrams or whatever, just as holiday packages and stuff. But before you go out to the smoke shops, it is important though that, remember, this time of the year the shops are very busy. So make sure that you visit first, see what they have, and then go back home and give them a call, or even sit out in the parking lot if you need to and call. But don't just go in there and say, hey, I'm so and so, and here's what I have. Make sure you are professional about it and you make an appointment. If you make an appointment, though, make sure you follow up and that the smoke shop is held to that appointment. There's nothing worse than a smoke shop saying, yeah, come in tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and you go there at 10 o'clock, and there's nobody fucking there. So follow up with them before you go in and make sure that they're going to be there. Hold them to it. And again, the idea this time of year, holiday stuff. Think about all the different little silly holiday things you can make. There's all kind of things, and I just mentioned a few just to think about things. If you want to get into Charlie Brown's Christmas stuff, just little. I'm not really one to promote using brands that already exist out there, but I know a lot of you don't really give a shit, which is whatever and fine by me. So think about things that you're already doing that you can turn into a holiday version of whatever that is that you're doing. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. So just some little things to think about. Again, Etsy, Big Cartel, Amazon, you can sell your stuff on. Just a couple different ideas. But most of these won't allow functional art. So just remember that. You can try to sell your pipes on Betsy's and the Big Cartels, but just be careful out there. And I think that's about it. There's a lot of different variations out there. Make sure you have business cards. Make sure you have stickers made. Make sure you have promotional materials. So when you're sending your stuff out to the smoke shops or to whatever, if you're going to do a holiday package, again, like if you go buy these little stocking things, make sure you have like a little sticker of your company in there, or even have a sticker that somehow you can put on the stocking. I know they have a weird material, so stickers may not stick. I'm just thinking out loud here with you, but just some ideas to think about. So again, be prepared for the holidays. Usually the holidays begin in the glass world in October. That's when the trade shows start kicking in too. So be ahead of the game, be ahead of the curve, pay attention to the trends and what's going on out there and the needs, and look at what's going on in society, in the movies, in the books, and the TV shows, and come up with some ideas. Pickle Rick is a big fucking thing as an idea. Everybody on the goddamn earth is picking fucking Pickle Ricks. I still have yet to see that episode, and I've seen that show before, but I haven't seen that episode. It's just one of those things, Again, we talk about it all the time. You think about making something, and 45,000 other artists are already making it. So, but think about things like that, silly little trendy things that you can make that are going to be catch on, help get your name out there, get some money in your pocket, and have a successful holiday. And then the next year, you can write down your list of things that you made the previous year and grow on that. Again, limited edition series, promote ahead of time, promote daily, and then have a big drop. And only make it available for, say, a week, maybe 3 days, maybe 1 day. Depends on how successful you want it to be, or how the scarcity mentality you want to give to your following. Just some things to think about. So that was being said, myself personally this year, what I'm going to be doing besides my limited edition ornament is I'm going to be doing an auction, mystery box auction, Christmas box auction towards the middle of the month. and I will be doing it like I did last year. It was really successful, and I'm going to do it again this year. I'm going to be doing 6 boxes. Every box will have something different in it as a collector's item, but they'll also will all have similar things in them too. And it's just a fun little idea, just a mystery Santa, Secret Santa Christmas box that I can offer to my tribe out there or to you as well. So stay tuned to my personal Instagram, which is at jmichaelglass, at JMICHAEL Glass. And again, the Instagram for the podcast is at wiseguy_radio. And I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Again, it was a quick little rant and rambling here as I'm just kind of sharing some ideas and thoughts and concepts on how you can have a successful holiday season and to think about it for next year. And again, the shelves on the smoke shops are going to be getting drained here real quick, so start getting yourself prepared to fill them back up again. Not every smoke shop wants the high-end shit. A lot of smoke shops are looking for the production. So if you're a production glass artist, right now is the time to get your shit together and get stocked up and then go fill those shelves and kick some ass, man. And ladies, it's going to be fucking amazing. So 2018 is coming up soon. Be prepared. And we're going to be having a whole conversation here also about taxes. I hate to end this on that note here, but we have some potential new tax reform in this country, and there's some knowledge that we all need to know, including myself. And I'm going to be talking to my tax accountant, and hopefully if she can spare some time to bring her on this show after she's done some research on these new tax reform bills that are going to be getting passed potentially. So we all need to be up to par on that for sure, because it makes a big difference in our small businesses. And if you're not paying your taxes, make sure you're paying taxes, all that kind of shit. I'm not going to get into it now because it's, it is what it is, but yeah. So also, if you need to get a hold of me, I have a new email address. It's info@wiseguymedia.com, info@wisguymedia.com. It's my new email. I just went ahead and got that taken care of. The old email no longer exists. And that being said, for those who are listening, I've had 3 winners over the last year and a half for my little end of the show questionnaires things I was doing. And if you can reach out to me at the new email address, info@wiseguymedia.com, to let me know your email so I can get these out to you. Not having the old email access to it, I don't know and remember who it was, unfortunately, and I don't have access to any information for sending it out to you. So please, 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 if you're listening to this, give me a shout, let me know, and we'll go from there, because I feel terrible that I haven't gotten this sent out to you. And other than that, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Time to get ready for another long day over in Epcot. Get some shit done, making some stuff, and having fun. And until next time, we'll talk to you on the Wise Guy Radio Show. Hope you enjoyed this episode 182, talking about the holidays, being prepared, getting your shit together, and having a lot of fun and making money while you're doing it. We'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to leave a rating and reviews on iTunes, Stitchers. You'll find us pretty soon out there on Spotify as well. They just now announced that they're taking podcast applications. Mine is going out today, so wish me luck on that. iHeartRadio, there's all kind of platforms out there that this show is available on. So again, thank you for your continued support, for reaching out, for all the love, and can't even begin to explain how much I appreciate you. So happy holidays, and we'll talk to you next time on the Wise Guy Radio Show. Take care of yourself. Peace. This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by The Flow magazine. Since its inception, the focus of The Flow has been to provide a bond among members of the lampworking community. In every issue, you can enjoy great content with the hottest artists and cutting-edge techniques using the latest industry products. These features, along with the continuation of our Women in Glass edition, Glasscraft Emerging Artist Awards, inspiring gallery showcases, dynamic general interest articles, as well as health and safety information, make The Flow the leading international lampworking journal. For more information or to subscribe to The Flow, go to theflowmagazine.com. That's theflowmagazine.com.